Hey everyone, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It's January 27th. It's end of January. I cannot believe it. The Super Bowl is coming up. It's apparently going to be Tom Brady versus some other team. It won't matter. Tom Brady will win. Maybe? I don't know. I'm not sure. Welcome back. It's time to talk about a topic that you guys love, the Duggars. But most importantly, it's time to talk about Jessa Seawald. So Jessa has been pretty busy these days trying to get some independence from the family and working towards her daddy money payments to get a new house. That's right, because Jessa Duggar, Jessa Seawald, has a husband that literally hasn't worked for like 6 years, just got a job as a pastor, and they have a house that they have grown out of. Last year, Jessa uploaded a video onto her channel and she talked about the sentimental feelings that she has about her home. The home, which was owned previously by her grandmother and then became the first house of Josh and Anna Duggar, is now her home with Ben Seawald. The couple have had 3 children in the home: Spurgeon, Henry, and Ivy. She has 3 children in a 1,000 square foot home with about 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. Let's just say they are busting out of that house and probably need a upgrade in terms of space. And she even mentioned that last year, that they were starting to outgrow their house. And at one point, Ivy was sleeping in the bedroom with them, and the boys were sharing a bedroom, which also worked as Ben's office. With not a lot of space, they've had to get creative and they've had to do a lot to make sure that the kids have a place to sleep and they can store all of their items, as well as, you know, try to do their own things and have space for Ben's studies and for Ben's work. Well, it appears as though they got creative, and she uploaded a video on her YouTube channel doing a little bit of a DIY, and she actually broke a pretty big rule of the Duggars, and we should probably talk about that. But before we do, can you do me a favor and give this video a thumbs up? Also, subscribe down here if you're not yet subscribed, and turn notifications on so you know when I go live and new content loads. Jessa Seawald, blessa Jessa. She is in need of a new house. Now, you guys, I know, some families do fine with the size house that she has, and by far not trying to minimize or even make anyone feel bad if they have a house about the size as Jessa. Jessa comes from a family of millionaires though, and in her world, this house would be pretty tight for the amount of children she has. Not to mention she has 2 boys and 1 girl, and having all of them in one room is a humongous deal for the Duggars. The Duggars had a strict rule about the girls and the boys being in separate rooms. They also had a strict rule about the bedroom doors being locked at night so that the boys could not get into their rooms. And this was because of everything that happened with Josh Duggar. We already know what Josh was accused of doing. He's admitted to doing it. There was an investigation that happened back in 2006 related to 4 of his sisters and a babysitter. And the Duggars, after that happened, had this rule about none of the kids sleeping from opposite sexes in each other's rooms. And they also had a rule about not playing hide and seek with the opposite sex. So like you couldn't go hide together if you were a boy and a girl. They tried to keep it so the boys were together at all times, the girls were together at all times, to try to prohibit or prevent what happened with Josh, which had Josh probably just gotten more counseling and maybe gotten the help that he needed rather than going to a Christian boot camp, maybe some of these things might not have happened, or maybe not being in a cult that actually blames girls for everything that boys do could be another option, but that's just me. So in an effort to keep the kids safe, they decided to have the girls in one room, the boys in another room. And this is not groundbreaking, but this is a hard, fast rule for them. Well, Jessa seems to be breaking this rule, but not because she has to. She has all of the kids now in one bedroom and has created a bed for Spurgeon and Henry, and then have Ivy in a toddler bed next to them. Actually, during this video, she pointed out, and Spurgeon pointed out after she had put everything together, how the kids were going to be sleeping, with Spurgeon on the top bed, Henry on the bottom bed, and then Ivy on a tiny toddler bed off to the side. The room doesn't look to be super big. I would guess probably 10 by 10. 10 by 10 for 3 kids that are growing is going to get quickly too small for their needs, but they're doing their best that they can. Check it out.
Spurgeon's already got all of his treasures up there.
Yeah, Piggaroo!
Wow, amazing.
Spurgeon likes his new bed. Henry. Come on.
Come see the new bed.
Come see the new bed, Henry.
Woke up. Says first time to see your bunk bed. Look.
The bookcase is in the hallway.
And this is Ivy's bed. This is my bed. Here's your bed. I want that to be my bed.
Maybe you can try having a nap on Spurgeon's bed at nap time sometime.
Yeah, cause my bed. Come and look at it.
Climb on up there and check it out, Henry. I don't want that to be my bed. Oh my.
Mommy. No. Let go.
You can put her up for a second.
Okay, so they've done a good job for what you could expect. You can't really build a bedroom out of nothing. They don't have a lot of excess space to place the kids, and I'm sure that they want to have some privacy and have their bedroom back and not have Ivy in the room with them. Ivy's going to be 2, I think, in June, and so, you know, it's time for her to have her own space and her own bed. She's graduating to a big kid bed, right? But with that, now you have 2 boys and a girl in a bedroom together. Now, right now, it's fine. They're 5 and 3 and almost 2. Not a whole lot's happening at that age. But as they get older and as their needs get bigger and as their bodies develop, this could prove to be problematic if you're in the Duggar world. And privacy issues between boys and girls also not being technically respected. So what does this mean for Jessa? Well, one, she's breaking a rule, but I don't think it's a big one because she has nothing else to do. Like, what is she going to do? Put Ivy underneath the kitchen sink, or make Ivy live in the bedroom with her in bed the whole time, or perhaps have Ivy in a bedroom in the living room? You've seen the house. It's not enormous. There's not a lot of places to put kids. So, and even their bathroom's not that big. So they couldn't even make Ivy sleep in the bathtub. You know what I mean? So at some point she is going to have to bite the bullet and actually get a new house. How is she actually going to pay for this new house? That's to be unknown at this point. She's making money through her social media, on her YouTube channel, and Ben recently just got a job as a pastor. Pastors don't make a ton of money, but theoretically could make enough to get a house, or she could continue to do some sucking up to Jim, Bob, and Michelle and have them flip her another home. What I think is kind of funny about all of this, though, is that her younger brothers have gotten bigger homes than she did. Even when she was given the home, Jill got a larger house than she did, and she justified it that she liked her home better because it had more character, and Derek and Jill's house was just simply too big. She's always had this means to justify the smaller home, but it gets to a point where they probably want to have more kids. They've openly talked about adopting, and you know that just with their belief system, they're likely to have more children, meaning at some point they're going to have to get another home. How are they going to get that home? Through Jim, Bob, and Michelle. So expect more sucking up by Jessa in order to get them a new house. Heck, maybe she'll even build on the Duggar property. Imagine that, another Duggar on the Duggar compound. You've already got, I think, Joe and Kendra that live shortly by the property, and you've got Josh and Anna and the she shed. What would be another home on their acreage? Not that much. I mean, they could start their own commune, the Duggar commune, and Jana can be Cinderella, do all the teaching, and run their garden. They could be self-sufficient Duggars. Ooh. Or they could be like Jill and Derek and actually go off on their own and build their own house and get their own house outside of their parents and get a mortgage. It's all going to be contingent on what they can afford. But for now, Jessa and Ben are breaking a big rule, and I want to know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Bye, guys.